Here's why crypto payment systems are better. Fintech and cryptocurrency supporters have both emphasized this. Today, we'll simplify the essential details into a single video to make it simpler for you to comprehend how cryptocurrencies may be used as a method of payment, whether locally or worldwide. Crypto as a payment system. Unbacked cryptocurrencies, an asset class led by Bitcoin and a few other tokens, have been the focus of much of the buzz. Traders buy, hold, and then sell them. But the truth is that cryptocurrencies can be used for far more than just monetary gains. The primary focus has been on how their worth versus fiat currency as a store of wealth has fared. But some people view cryptocurrencies as a currency just based on their name. It's hard to stop considering cryptocurrencies as a form of payment system given how closely their whole existence is based on transactions and records of transactions. In reality, cryptocurrencies are a form of currency. A payment can be made in a cryptocurrency that's recorded on a blockchain from one person to another. Because of this, the important question is not whether cryptocurrencies may be used as a payment method, but rather if they are or might be a serious competitor to the current fiat currency payment methods, such as Western Union, for example. Numerous payment methods, many of which perform somewhat different functions, exist in the realm of fiat currency. The process of completing each payment typically involves a number of successive payments. Some are domestic, some are regional, and some, like Visa or MasterCard, are global. These methods range from low-level business-to-business interactions to large-volume retail purchases. Messaging systems, primarily SWIFT, are layered on top of the real payment systems. As the channel for payment instructions, SWIFT is a vital component of the overall interbank payment solution. But because of the sophistication of the existing method, payments are expensive and take a little while to complete, especially for international transfers. How does crypto solve this? International payments based on cryptocurrencies are starting to be widely adopted. But the volume is still quite low, which might delay advancement. Although there are a lot more obstacles to overcome for high volume transactions, the market is enormous. There is no question that the technology has incredible potential. Many competitors are competing to create blockchains that are the first to be genuinely scalable, secure, interoperable, resilient, and energy efficient. The spotlight will eventually shift away from the cryptocurrency aspect and onto the utilitarian nature of crypto. Nevertheless, the amount eventually received is decreased by the intolerably high remittance expenses. While fintech startups are making progress in their efforts to revolutionize international payments, the Lightning Network of Bitcoin, which we'll discuss later, has the potential to set a really revolutionary milestone in remittance costs. First, let's understand how remittance payments are made using cryptocurrencies. Blockchain remittance options. Remittance is a phrase that's frequently mentioned in today's global economy. A migrant worker's cross-border payment transactions with their home country are referred to as the remittance economy. It fuels the flow of money in many emerging countries. The majority of remittances are connected to centralized organizations like banks and currency exchanges. One of the options is a remittance service built on the blockchain. Blockchain remittance is a financial solution that applies blockchain technology to the different needs of the remittance economy. In contrast to traditional remittance methods, blockchain remittance doesn't rely on centralized authorities such as payment systems, foreign exchange, or banks. Instead, a peer-to-peer network is used for the transaction between the sender and receiver. The only intermediaries are a cryptocurrency wallet, a bank app, and the blockchain network. As a result, blockchain remittance can provide faster processing times and lower transaction costs as a result of its peer-to-peer feature. It's also considered the best way to make international money transfers simpler. The shortcomings of the existing remittance channels must be understood in order to appreciate the significance of peer-to-peer distributed ledger remittance on the blockchain. The problems with conventional remittance channels. They are sluggish and lack modern infrastructure to start. A typical remittance transaction would typically take up to 5 days. Nobody wants to wait that long to get money across borders. The traditional methods have not evolved, despite the fact that the remittance industry is predicted to reach $1 trillion this year. They are also costly. Remittance channels have higher transaction costs than domestic financial transfers. The average transaction charge worldwide for transferring $200 to another nation is 7%, according to the World Bank. This means that the remittance platforms may charge up to $14 to execute a $200 international payment. And lastly, the existing remittance platforms obviously have a standardization problem. A single transaction might involve several international protocols on its way to your bank account, including Edifact and SWIFT. So what problems does blockchain remittance address? Many of the problems we just discussed can be solved via blockchain remittance. More importantly, the blockchain-based remittance system will provide a suitable benchmark for the coming years. Apart from that, blockchain remittance removes the need for countless middlemen from the process. With the exception of the user's mobile wallets or bank, blockchain technology will operate as the only middleman in the transaction. Transaction costs and time restrictions associated with remittance transactions will be reduced by such a system. The recipient will receive a remittance transaction in a matter of minutes or perhaps seconds. The transaction costs will also be low because there are no middlemen involved. Blockchain remittance relies on the fundamentals of cryptography for security and verification. While preserving utmost anonymity, all transactions made via blockchain will remain on a public record. Algorithms used in blockchain technology stop data manipulation in all its forms. In essence, transactions made possible by blockchain remittance will be completely safe, private, and verifiable. Additionally, blockchain remittance is open to users in a number of ways, in contrast to traditional remittance systems. A good example is a smartphone that handles blockchain remittance online. In rural locations without internet access, ATMs can help with blockchain remittance. The flexibility and adaptability of blockchain technology are also useful in a wide range of different situations. A good example of how blockchain might help the remittance sector is Stellar, a cryptocurrency platform for financial services. With the use of Stellar Lumens tokens, users can trade between fiat and cryptocurrency. Issues with blockchain remittance. Cryptocurrency is used in blockchain remittance, so the lack of clarity in the laws will be a major problem. Financial institutions are a component of traditional remittance, making it a major risk. The use of cryptocurrency also brings with it the effects of their volatility. Stablecoins are often recommended by experts as a solution, but these coins aren't as popular as volatile cryptocurrencies, especially in light of what happened with Terra Luna's stable currency USDT. Despite that, blockchain remittance can become more dependable and faster with the help of stablecoins backed by fiat currency. Most importantly, you don't have to worry about inflation as a coin's value is fixed to the fiat currency. According to some, stablecoin remittance has some advantages over traditional remittance, such as greater security, a shorter settlement period, and reduced transaction costs. We should be aware that stablecoin remittance is still in its infancy, but there is an alternative to typical blockchain payment systems. Enter Lightning Network, Bitcoin's Lightning Network. A second layer blockchain protocol called Lightning Network was created on top of the Bitcoin protocol, the first open financial network in the world to facilitate instantaneous payments. The Chivo Wallet and Strike are two examples of the cutting-edge remittance solutions offered by the Lightning Network payments app for Bitcoin. For instance, Strike tested out its service in El Salvador. According to World Bank data, El Salvador is also one of the nations with the highest reliance on remittances in the world. In El Salvador, 70% of adults don't have a bank account. With Strike, people in the US can send unlimited amounts of dollars to El Salvador at nearly no cost, at any time and instantly by utilizing the Bitcoin network with their bank account or debit card. The fact that neither the immigrant in the US nor the recipient in El Salvador requires a bank account in order to send and receive money is an important feature for the people there. A migrant who receives a Lightning invoice or Bitcoin address from a person's Strike wallet in El Salvador could simply walk to the nearest Bitcoin ATM and make a cash payment. A person's Strike wallet in El Salvador will instantly change remitted funds from an ATM in America into dollars. It's worth mentioning that depending on the ATM provider and the ATM being used, there can be costs associated with sending money via a Bitcoin ATM. Additionally, a recipient in El Salvador doesn't need to have a bank account to accept the payment or to take a bus to a nearby branch to pick up the cash and run the risk of getting mugged. All that's needed is a smartphone. After receiving money, El Salvador users can use it to conduct P2P payments between themselves or to pay for products and services anywhere Bitcoin is accepted. A few years ago, widespread adoption of the Lightning Network was a pipe dream for Bitcoin fans. Years later, we are now witnessing the beginning of something that may prove to be quite big for the crypto world. If this isn't evidence that Bitcoin is advancing toward mainstream use, we don't know what is. Conclusion. The course of this advancement in international financial exchanges will be apparent in due time. For the time being, the Lightning Network allows the most economically disadvantaged El Salvadorians who lack access to banking to trade and start new businesses. Lightning Network may potentially become very popular in unstable, violent, and conflict-ridden nations like Afghanistan, where traditional financial methods are not always reliable. So, are you interested in sending money abroad? The constraints of existing remittance channels are expected to be resolved in the near future thanks to blockchain technology and the Lightning Network. More people are probably going to adopt blockchain remittance systems as cryptocurrencies gain popularity.